Good afternoon, you absolute beauties. It's David Alorca here, back with the one and only Mr. Gareth A. Davis. I was going to say for the final round. I know.
We leave it all in the ring.
Well, listen, it's not the final round today. It's not even the final round right now. Where are we and what are we doing? It is press conference day, Thursday of fight week. 2 days to go. Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk are going to be on that stage right behind us in just a few moments. And I just got some good time to speak with Gareth ahead of it all.
Where are we? We are in. I had the shock of my life today. I was walking down Tottenham High Road, and you turn left, coming from the North Circular Road, and there's this giant spaceship city, and it's this incredible Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've been here in the build-up today. They're laying the pitch out for downstairs. It looks like there's going to be close to 70,000 people, and I've had the privilege, while we've been getting ready, of sitting upstairs in a room with Anthony Joshua, who is in a fantastic frame of mind, David.
All right, so you had a little press conference ahead of the press conference with the main man himself. What kind of questions did you pose at him, and where is he at?
Well, it's all about the rhythm of where he is right now. You think it's been a strange couple of years for him because he lost in the United States on his American debut at Madison Square Garden, the hallowed grounds where the greats have fought. Lost to Andy Ruiz, the first defeat in his career. Went back and rematched Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia to become a two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Then fought Pulev in only in front of 1,000 people at Wembley SSE Arena last December. And now we're back to the big stadium fights. 5 stadium fights he's had. I know you've got a special stat, haven't you?
Yeah, I do.
5 stadium fights he's done now. And what is the record?
Listen, I've got to pull it up real quick.
No, I'll tell you then. What it is, he's never lost a stadium fight in the UK.
The most.
The most ever,
yes.
and he's got the record for that. But he's also got the record. Over 400,000 people, by my calculations, have now turned up to see him fight live in stadiums in the UK. Cardiff, Wembley, and now here Tottenham. It will carry on like this. He is an enormous draw. He says he has to pinch himself sometimes to see how far he's come. He never leaves a stone unturned. The great thing about Anthony, as we found the other day when we were talking to him at the fighter workouts, you said it afterwards when we were chatting, might have been chatting over tequila or two. He said that you said he soaks all the detail up. He soaks everything up like
absolute
a sponge.
He is an absolute sponge. There's a word the Japanese use. It's called kaizen. All right, it means continuous improvement, and that's the basis of Anthony Joshua. That's what I love to see from him. We saw it in his second fight against Andy Ruiz. That's it. I was going to say Oleksandr Usyk, but Andy Ruiz. Indeed.
You never know. You might be predicting there. You've normally got a crystal ball.
We
are at the press conference, by the way. It's just about to start with the top table, with the 2 big men. I kind of want a bit of action. I want a bit of spite, venom. I like a bit of pushing and shoving today.
I can't see that happening.
Leaning in.
I can't see that. I can only see that happening here.
Listen, big boy. I can. I think they need to let something go. I think Usyk needs to get under the skin of Anthony Joshua. He's had all his own way this week. You know, Marku, they're saying Florian Marku. What about Florian?
Oh yeah, because he was upstairs when it was all going down. There was a lot. Yeah, there's listen, there was a lot of back and forth going down during that
Not
press
the
conference.
Albanian king again.
Listen, the Albanian king. Listen, there was a war of words. An absolute war of words. A bit of pushing as well in the face-off. Yeah, a bit of pushing, a bit of shoving during the face-off as well with Florian Marku. It's a tasty affair. And I spoke with Sam Jones a little while earlier on as well, and he was talking about how Florian was. You couldn't understand why he was fourth on the bill. It was like, well, the reason why you're fourth on the bill, my friend, is because you've got Anthony Joshua, who's the unified heavyweight champ. You've got WBO champ,
who's 60,000 of them have come for,
and you've got a former unified champ at
cruiserweight.
Yeah, exactly. So all of those are the reasons as to why you're fourth on the bill. But it shows how much of a big personality, how much of a big character he is, and how much and how
right
big
kind of
ego.
Yeah, right kind of ego. You need that ego. You need that arrogance. You need that spite. He's always getting in rows because he's emotional about fighting. What we've seen from both Anthony Joshua and Oleksandr all week so far, as they prepare to come down the steps and start this press conference, is they remove emotion in fight week. They're so experienced. Oleksandr Usyk, 350 amateur fights, world amateur champion, European amateur champion, Olympic gold medalist in 2012. Anthony Joshua the same. Olympic super heavyweight gold medalist. He's always very composed. The only time we've seen him lose it in recent times was when he found out that he was not going to fight Tyson Fury this summer, and he'd been mentally and emotionally thinking about Fury for the entire first half of the year. Anthony Joshua is a very cool, calm, collected customer, but if that was you or I'd be trying to get under the skin this week.
Without a shadow of a doubt. But listen, people might be wondering, how come, David, what's going on? We have Anthony Joshua's teams, we've got Usyk's team just above us as well, getting ready to come down for the press conference. It's all happening. The world's media has assembled in this very place, Gareth. And as I was standing there looking around, smiling as he was speaking, you're probably thinking, am I speaking some great eloquent words here? Is that the reason why David's smiling? No. Gareth, I'm not saying you weren't speaking eloquent words, because you were, but the reason why I'm smiling is because we are this close, 2 days away from
leaving it all in the ring.
Listen, it is going to be absolutely spectacular. Now, Gareth, I've been speaking for a while now, but the question I have for you is, if you was going to put a little cheeky little 20 on someone on some round, we're 2 days out now. I'll ask you this again tomorrow and see if you've changed your mind or changed the way in which you think and feel about this. But you've spent more time around these fighters than even I have. So the question is, who are you going for? If
I was going for a cheeky little bet, because I think the odds are really good for it, I'd go for your Usyk knockout.
Ooh.
A Usyk knockout between rounds 6 and 9.
Ooh.
Because I think he's got to get work done in those rounds.
Off the top of my head, I think that's in and around the 60-1 range
just
in
before that,
each of those rounds.
50-1, isn't it,
yes,
for Usyk?
Yes.
If you're going to put a bit of money on and you hope there's going to be an upset, obviously Joshua's a big favourite. I'd put a little bit of money on Usyk to knock Joshua out, but not in the first 2 or 3 rounds, but as the fight progresses, 5, 6 towards 10 rounds, because he's going to have to look for chinks in the armour as the fight goes on. The longer he's in there, the better for Oleksandr Usyk, in my view. Anthony Joshua wants to get the job done. Mentally, he's a finisher. His jab will be better. He will have made improvements. We saw that against Andy Ruiz and against Pulev, that he was able to stand tall and be a tall fighter and fight behind his jab and then explode. But that's what I would say. Other than that, I would say Anthony Joshua stoppage himself as well, between 8-1 is Usyk for the KO. So you could go for that overall in the fight, but I think if you're going for a Joshua bet, I'd say Joshua rounds. One of them's going to go between rounds 6 and 10, in my view.
This ain't going to the final round.
Yeah,
this ain't going to the final round in your view, now.
Not the last 3 minutes when they leave it all in the ring.
Oh my days! That means they better be leaving it all in the ring pretty much before then. Gareth, talk to us about Usyk today. Have you managed to see him today?
Haven't seen him yet today. No sit down with him. Look, this is the moodiest, the most serious, the most solid I've ever seen Usyk going into a fight week. This is the biggest fight of his career. This is a guy who grew up in in a very rough area of Semipol, the capital of Crimea. In a difficult area, who got into boxing, got into a lot of street fights growing up, who's developed under Anatoly Lomachenko inside the brilliant Ukrainian amateur team. There's Vasil Lomachenko here, of course. People crowding him a little bit.
In the building.
Vasily is here. Let's see if we can get him over.
Oh my
I don't know if he's around, if we can get him over.
The Matrix.
But his father, of course, was the coach for the Ukrainian amateur team. He does Hopak, this brilliant Ukrainian folk dancing. This is Oleksandr. He does canoeing, CrossFit, weightlifting, powerlifting. He's an extraordinary ballet. He plays chess, does juggling, does mental arithmetic rhythms, algorithms. He doesn't leave a stone unturned himself. He's a very balanced fighter. He's a left-handed fighter, of course, and here he is. Just arriving now in a red suit, if we can go to that shot.
All right.
In a red suit, arriving on the stage right now.
Oleksandr
That is
Usyk,
a look and a half.
The man of the moment.
He is clearly an Arsenal fan.
He is here in a red suit.
Did anyone tell him not to wear red at the Spurs stadium?
What is that? A yellow waistcoat as well he's got on there. He's got a nice little yellow waistcoat, a green, and a nice little green shirt as well. Gareth.
I'm turning around and got us to have a look at
I know. I know.
It's
You're being drawn in. There he is.
Yeah,
up
looking
close
very, very good indeed. Looks very happy. great to be. He got the old diamond stud in the ear as always.
Very focused.
Very focused. Looking ready for business. The old tooth gap grin. Yeah, you've got to love Oleksandr Usyk. Undefeated as a professional fighter. You know, as you said, undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, doing what Evander Holyfield and David Haye hopefully have did before him, which is wanting to be a 2-weight world champion and champion the blue ribbon division as well.
And what I would say as well is I think a lot of people are unaware of that. You know, Oleksandr Usyk's got a huge amount of fans in this country as well. Yeah. He's got a very, very big fan base. He picked up a lot of fans during that fight with Tony Bellew, and then once again with Derek Chisora as well. So it is going to be a crowd here that's looking forward to a very, very good fight. It's not going to be a solely one-sided crowd, although I'd obviously expect there to be an overwhelming Anthony Joshua favoritism within the crowd. But there will be some people that are excited to see such a great fighter at work.
He's the purists. He's a purist fighter. He's a pound-for-pound fighter. He's one of the greats in the modern era. And there's no doubt that, yes, he's pushing it. And
Anthony
AJ's
Joshua
just arriving now. Doing his walk to the dais. Yeah. Let's see if there's a greeting. No, I think respectfully we will do respect. Oh, no. There you go.
All right.
Oh, I like it. I think we're going to get full respect today. Yeah, business.
Oh my days! Listen, guys, the way there's a smile on AJ's face, there's a smile on my face right now as well.
So there's no Florian Marku style press conference shuffle and scuffle up.
Not yet. I know that's what you want. I know that's what you live for. You should have put some pins on someone's seat, and then one of them could be wondering if it's the other one that's going on over here.
It's great to be here.
Oh, it is.
It's got a big stadium feel. They're preparing the stadium out there at the moment. It looks phenomenal.
Listen, it looks like Eddie Hearn's just taken his seat, so we're going to head over to the main stage.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Darren, and thank you to all the media that have turned out here today. It feels so good to be returning to normality, so good to put the sport of boxing back in the limelight in this country and globally as well. It doesn't really get much bigger than this, to be honest. Outside there, one of the best stadiums I've ever seen. Just under 70,000 people will come together on Saturday night, live on Sky Sports box office in the UK, live on DAZN in around 170 countries around the world. This is the fight of the year. This is, I believe, an iconic moment for British boxing, an iconic moment for British sport. As the unified heavyweight world champion, Anthony Joshua once again puts his belts on the line against the former undisputed cruiserweight world champion, Oleksandr Usyk. This is going to be a tremendous fight. And I believe everybody here, everybody watching at home, everybody in the incredible arena on Saturday night in a stadium, we're in for a night I believe we will never, ever forget. We cannot wait. Before we talk to the fighters and their respective teams, firstly, I'm going to pass over to the EVP of DAZN, Ed Breeze, to say a few words.
Thanks, Eddie. It's great to be here. Thanks also to Tottenham Hotspur. You know, no doubt a fight of this size and quality deserves a venue of the same calibre, and I think in front of 70,000 fans here on Saturday night we're going to see that. Just so exciting. I think we'd all agree, whether you're a casual or a hardcore fan, there's no draw like the heavyweight division, and this is just a truly intriguing fight we've got in our hands here. You've got one of the greats from the cruiserweight division continuing his quest at heavyweight, jumping right into the fire against Anthony Joshua, a guy whose resume needs absolutely no further introduction. It's just an intriguing matchup. If styles make fights, we're in for a very special night. We're privileged here at DAZN to have the rights to broadcast this to our customers in over 170 territories around the world. We couldn't be more excited. You couple that with, and it wouldn't be a Matchroom or an AJ show without a very well put together undercard, a stat card, filled with local favourites, and with a real international mix. It's just tailor-made for a great night for DAZN. I'm so excited for the fighters. Congratulations to Matchroom. Guys, good luck. Looking forward to a big night on Saturday.
Thank you, Ed. And over to Adam Smith to say a few words as well.
Thanks, Eddie. Our Sky story, 25 years of over 100 Sky box office bonanzas, from Bruno Tyson to Lewis to Naz, Ricky Hatton, Mayweather, Pacquiao, David Haye, Froch Groves, and of course Anthony Joshua, who we've enjoyed this wonderful relationship with. There for AJ's pro debut, there for 8 electric years on some of the biggest stages globally. A partnership entwined in a journey we hope and believe will continue for many years to come with Anthony and his team, and I hope Freddie is having a wonderful wedding today. Likewise, we've really enjoyed working very closely with Oleksandr Usyk and his terrific team as he's developed into one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet. Can Oleksandr's technical southpaw brilliance fulfill his dream of becoming world heavyweight champion, or will AJ's second reign as king continue in some style at this massive event here at the fabulous Tottenham Hotspur Stadium? The atmosphere on Saturday night around this state-of-the-art extraordinary venue will be second to none. It's brilliant to have fans back in their thousands. We're set up for a magnificent matchup that should deliver a fight and a night for the ages to add to the boxing history and legacy that we're very, very proud of at Sky. Enjoy and best of luck to the fighters.
Thank you, Adam. And we will go to the fighters' teams in a second. I think this fight, for me, when you analyse it, we have 2 great pound-for-pound fighters in front of us here. Firstly, the challenger in Oleksandr Usyk. When you look at the resume, the undisputed cruiserweight champion, you look at the way that he's continuously gone into people's backyards to win those belts. The Marco Huck fight in Germany, of course the Gassiev fight in Russia, the Bradis fight in Latvia, to Manchester to beat Tony Bellew, to London to beat Derek Chisora as well. And the man on my right, the defending champion, by far the best resume in heavyweight boxing, one of the best heavyweight resumes in the recent era of heavyweights. You go back to the last 12 fights, it is an extraordinary run, beating Dillian Whyte, beating Charles Martin for the world title, beating Dominic Breazeale, Eric Molina, the great fight with Vladimir Klitschko, the last-minute replacement against Carlos Takam, unifying against Joseph Parker, the mandatory Alexander Povetkin, the huge upset in New York against Andy Ruiz, the victory in the rematch against Andy Ruiz, back against the mandatory in Kubrat Pulev, and now back against another mandatory in Oleksandr Usyk. Show me a resume in the division that can even compare. These are 2 great pound-for-pound fighters, and this is an incredible heavyweight matchup. Firstly, I'm going to pass over to a very important member of Team Usyk and been a partner of ours for a long time. Alex, I remember when you and I met in the Charles Cinq Hotel in Paris. We put a deal together, a 3-fight deal at the time before the Bellew fight, on a pad of paper, probably no bigger than that, and it still remains in my drawer. You've stuck to every word that was on that paper, so have we, and this is a massive moment for you and Team Usyk on Saturday.
Yeah. By the way, I keep it in my wallet. Thank you, Eddie. To say I'm delighted to be here is to say nothing. Such a huge fight. Former undisputed cruiserweight fighting the reigning champion, the reigning unified champion. What can be better? Those guys are 2 Olympic champions of London, facing each other again in London to learn who is the better man, who is the best man. And, you know, after cancellation of so many fights recently this year, I still cannot believe this fight is happening, and it's happening upcoming Saturday. First of all, I would love to thank Anthony Joshua for his courage and for his, let's say, daring to accept the toughest challenge of his boxing career. AJ, you have a heart of a warrior. Thank you so much. I want to thank my friend Eddie Hearn for keeping it simple, for his professionalism when we were dealing with this fight, when we were making it. I remind when we made the first fight of Oleksandr Usyk in Ukraine. He was the cruiserweight by that time, and not the most popular division, but he made it really popular. And everyone could understand that this guy has something special, but no one could anticipate that someday he will be challenging 3 belts in heavyweights. This is something incredible. You know, every ambitious fighter is chasing for glory, is chasing for recognition, for success, for fame. And there's only one way to get all of those things, is to fight the best fighters. And AJ is the best. He is the king of the division. But if you want to become a king yourself, you have to dethrone the king. So, let this fight happen. Let the best man win. And we see you again for the rematch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex. Egis, welcome. You've been there the whole journey, haven't you? I mean, an unbelievable rise in the cruiserweight division, picking up all the belts. Not been plain sailing in the heavyweight division with COVID and battling through that. 2 fights in the heavyweight division to get yourself in the position as super champion with the WBO. You've waited your time. The champion agreed to make the defence against the mandatory. This is a big night for your journey, a huge night in the journey of Oleksandr Usyk on Saturday night.
Good afternoon, London. I'm happy to be here. Very proud to represent one of the best fighters in the world in the heavyweight division. We did a lot in the cruiserweight. Now it's time to do something in the heavyweight. A lot has already been said. We're not going to go back and forth how much we were waiting for that fight, how much we were fighting for the fight. At that point, I just wanted to thank Matchroom. I wanted to thank Eddie Hearn. I wanted to thank Anthony Joshua to taking this and putting that together. I've been in so many big, huge events of boxing around the world, but if I would say anything was close like this, I would be lying. This is the biggest event of our team, of my experience. So again, I wanted to thank Sky Sport. I wanted to thank DAZN putting this together, and Saturday night, very excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Egis. Thank you, Alex. Before we go to the fighters, I turn the attention to Rob McCracken. Rob, a great fight. Oleksandr Usyk, who you would have seen so much of, obviously being part of the GB team and seeing him in the WSB as well. You know plenty about him. This is a really, really fantastic heavyweight fight.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets in heavyweight boxing. You've got a unified cruiserweight champion, undisputed, fighting the unified heavyweight champion. It's a fight that should happen. Anthony will fight anybody that's available, any contenders, as he always has done. You've just gone through his list of opponents, and Usyk's got a similar list at cruiserweight when you look at it. So this is an absolutely brilliant fight for the world of boxing, and it's one that we really look forward to. Anthony's trained really well. He's in great spirits. He's had really good sparring, and you know he's looking forward to the fight. It's going to be a huge event, and it's one, like I say, we're really looking forward to.
When you look back over those 12 fights, we were joking about it earlier in the week, and at the time you feel like you're a competent fighter, and you know Anthony would have felt like he was ready for those fights, but all of his learning has been done on the job, and he sits here now as maybe not a seasoned heavyweight, but an experienced heavyweight who's been part of these major events, major fights, and he's gone through that process. I believe sometimes not getting the credit of taking those fights with the professional inexperience that he had to get to this moment where he is ready for the biggest of challenges.
Yeah, I think the first huge challenge was the Klitschko fight. Obviously, you know, going into that fight, it was a big ask. Klitschko had been dominant for years in boxing, and Big Josh hadn't been a pro for too long. So, but that's the way he is. You know, he wants to learn on the job. He wants to take on all comers, and he'll adapt as he goes on. And that's what he's done since he turned up certainly in Sheffield 11 years ago, and went on to win the Olympic gold in 18 months, which is pretty unheard of in Sheffield, to be honest with you. That was fantastic for Great Britain, but also it just shows you what he's about. And you know, he drew the Cuban in the first fight. He was more concerned about what time he was eating, and that's the mindset of these types of fighters. And Big Josh is who he is because of the way he thinks and the fighter that he is.
Thank you, Rob. Oleksandr, welcome. I know you've achieved much in your career. As Egis says, it simply doesn't get any bigger than this.
Олександре, отже, ви досягли дуже багато в вашій кар'єрі, і дуже важко ще сказати, що ще можна зробити.
Та ще багато чого можна зробити.
You can do a lot more.
You look calm, and I know you are very calm in your preparations, but on Saturday night it will be an atmosphere like you've never seen before. Any nerves or just excitement going into this fight?
Ви виглядаєте дуже спокійно, беручи до уваги те, що в суботу буде велика напруга, оскільки буде такий великий бій. Чи можете ви сказати, що ви нервуєтесь?
Я відчуваю себе дуже добре. Я дуже чекав цього моменту, я дуже чекав цього бою. Я дуже хочу подякувати команді Ентоні, Еді Хірну за те, що своїй команді, за те, що все це відбудеться в суботу.
I feel fine and I look forward to this. I would like to thank the team. I would like to thank Eddie Hearn and my team as well, and to say thank you. And I'm grateful that this is happening on Saturday.
I know that you as a fighter chased the legacy, and obviously being the undisputed cruiserweight world champion, this would be an incredible moment for Ukraine and for you personally, would cement your legacy as a pound-for-pound great.
Я знаю, що ви продовжуєте внаслідок, є нащадком вже історії, яка існує, і я знаю, що ви доведете також ваш результат в суботу, оскільки ви є боксером у важкій вазі. Ви доведете свої.
Всі ці поєдинки, які відбуваються у світі, вони залишають історію, велику історію. Так от ми з Ентоні робимо ще один крок до історії, яку потім будуть згадувати, про яку будуть балакати, дивитися по ТВ, читати. Це все історія, яку ми з ним робимо.
You know, every fight makes history, and I think me and Anthony are going to make another step in history, something that people later will be talking about, people will remember, people will be watching it on TV, and it will make history.
Oleksandr, thank you very much.
Thank you.
AJ, back again. As we said, 3 years since the madness of an event like this, the stadiums like this. Oleksandr Povetkin, last time out at Wembley. Since then, travelling to New York at MSG, travelling to Saudi Arabia and back in front of just 1,000 people when you beat Kubrat Pulev. Back to the big time now, switched on, ready to go. This is a fight that I've seen you get very, very excited about.
Yeah. Thank you all for coming. Happy to be back again. This fight that I'm very excited about. You gotta wanna train. You gotta wanna put the work in. You gotta wanna improve. You gotta wanna practice. So that's why I like when I started boxing. It was fun because I was absolutely SHIT when I started. I'm still getting better. But I like the challenges because I was trained, come back 3 months later, I'll beat the guys up that were giving me problems. I would fight. If I lost, I'll come back again. So this fight gives me the motivation to practice against a right-handed fighter. So I've had fun in camp. It's been demanding and challenging, but we make it fun. Because it's practice, when you can see improvements, like a dog or a baby, you know, when there's improvements and you praise them, they want to do more. So I've wanted to give more and more each day. And I'm still in camp now. For everyone here, I hope you enjoy fight week and the build up. But for a fighter like myself, this is just another day in camp. And on Monday or maybe Tuesday, I'll be back in the gym. So I'm just looking forward to performing. You guys have come out to see what I do every day in the gym. I do this a lot. I practice, I spar a lot, I hit the heavy bag a lot. So you guys are coming out to see me hit a live body bag and you're coming out to see me kind of spar one guy, instead of sparring like 4 or 5 guys, I'm just going to be in the ring with one guy for a duration of 45 minutes. And I hope you guys really enjoy everything that I've been working on Saturday night.
I've seen you work very hard in this camp. I know you always do, but is part of that driven by the quality of Oleksandr Usyk? I know you rate him. I know you saw him on the amateur scene as well. Clearly, he's a great fighter, and you know you're going to have to be on top of your game on Saturday.
I wasn't on the amateur scene for long enough to know about Oleksandr, but when I started getting heavily involved in boxing, I do a lot of research, and I really love the Ukrainian style. I like the Ukrainian people. I was first, obviously, met Vladimir Klitschko, who's a phenomenal champion. Utmost respect to him when he invited me into his training camp. And I like Papachenko as well, phenomenal man. Stays behind the camera, but kind of like Rob, they're quite similar. Stays behind the camera, but very experienced. They love boxing. I really love boxing. I love everything that they do. I love everything all my opponents do, because it gets them to a stage where we fight each other and the cream always rises to the top, and we're here now, and good luck to them. Good luck to them. They prepared. They've been, I think he was fighting 10 years as an amateur, maybe 10 or 12 years as an amateur before he went to the Olympics and the Worlds. So he's been fighting for a long time, and he's probably happy to be in this position, comfortable in this position like myself. I didn't fight for long, but I was always comfortable fighting, and I'm really looking forward to doing what I've been doing for a long time, practicing on Saturday. As I said, it's another day in training camp.
I think probably around 90% of world champions in your position, with your ability to draw crowds and TV numbers like you do, would have swerved the mandatory challenge of Oleksandr Usyk. I never believed you would. I guess this team probably thought you might. But for you, there was absolutely never any doubt. When this mandatory was called, when the Fury fight fell through, this is just what you have to do as a champion. Is that part of your desire to build this resume? I know you're a boxing historian. You look back over great fighters that have been in great fights as well. And when you look at that 12-fight run, and Usyk on the end of that run, you are building quite a resume as well. And I get the feeling you like that.
Do you know what it is? I love throwback fighters. I'm not a major historian because I spend a lot of time practicing, so I'm not going to reel off every date and every fighter that I've watched, but I do watch a lot of boxing. I don't really fight good fighters because I want people to respect me or anything like that. It's not complicated. If you tell me I was fighting King Kong, I'll give it a go. Honestly, if you tell, it's an opportunity for me to work. This is my job. I'm just going to work. He's going to work, I'm going to work. Everyone here is at their job. Honestly, it's a blessing. This is the best days of my life, and I'm really happy that so many people are interested in boxing. I remember in 2008 when I started, there was a global financial crisis, and no one was really investing in sport. Even through the pandemic, we realized that no governments were investing in boxing. So we know how boxing is viewed, but it has so much potential. So I made that commitment. I'm gonna work hard, try and bring attention to boxing, and it benefits everyone. Not just me, the managers, the promoters, the fans get a good look in, the undercard get an unbelievable opportunity. So it's been a blessing. It's been really tough. I don't promote boxing because I want to be famous. I promote it because I want everyone to benefit from it. I really work hard to make sure boxing is really respected, like these guys do, and I work hard because everyone that's coming out Saturday has been committed to me, been committed to my opponents, and I pay them back by putting in a lot of work in the gym.
And finally, I saw a quote from you earlier where you said that the last place you'd want to be is facing off against you
100%.
In the ring on Saturday night. Are you ready to put in a great performance on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not an easy fight for anyone. You know, I like fighting. God has blessed me. He showed me the path to get into boxing, and it has to be a reason why I'm here. It's been quick. It has to be a reason, and you know, yeah. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, I'm here. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I don't take it for granted, and I appreciate everyone coming out. Honestly, and I hope you guys enjoy what we do every day. This is just training camp. One day I'll invite you guys all into training camp to see what I do. This is just what I do every other day. As I said, Monday, Tuesday, we'll be back in the gym training. just doing what we do. This is just my passion for the next X amount of years. I've signed a career-long contract with Eddie, so I don't know how long he's going to be getting me on this table talking to you guys. Maybe 20 years from now I retire, but right now I appreciate you guys and I honour you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Oleksandr, Egis, Alex, Rob. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, DAZN, and thank you to the media as well. And I think important also. Sorry?
Do you have any questions?
We're going to do that. We're going to also thank Daniel Levy and all the team at Tottenham as well, because that was some effort they've made to put this event on at this incredible stadium as well. And I want to thank our team at Matchroom Sport, Frank Smith, Matchroom Boxing, and everybody done such a great job. 258 management as well. Freddie Cunningham, as Adam said, getting married today as well. And as I said, Saturday night, we are lucky people. We get to watch, I believe, a fight of our generation that will go down in history as a classic. 2 London Olympic gold medalists, the unified heavyweight world champion, the undisputed cruiserweight world champion. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Do not miss it on Saturday. Thank you for all your support, and we look forward to an incredible night on Saturday. We're going to have a head-to-head up here now. Thank you very much.
Well, Gareth.
Do you want me to tell you what I really think?
Listen, that's exactly what we want to hear.
Where's the fireworks?
Listen, I told
Where's the pushing and shoving?
I told you there was going to be...
Where's the question saying, do you not like this guy?
I told you there was going to be no pushing and shoving. Absolute respect between the two of these guys. Absolutely nothing short of respect. And understanding. You see the two of them head-to-head, face-to-face. What would you take from the face-to-face, though? Because for me, they were very close. Very, very close.
Yeah, no, they did go close. Joshua is clearly a much bigger man. You know, they did the handshakes. They are both professionals. They both like it that way, perhaps. But I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm going away today. I wanted to ask some stirring questions.
You're going away? Where are you going, Gareth? You're going nowhere.
I'm going.
We got weigh in. We got weigh in tomorrow.
No, we got weigh in. But I wanted to see a little bit of fire as Oleksandr Usyk makes his way out of the building.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he's just business. He's not being distracted. His His mind's made up. He's not doing anything he doesn't want to do. He didn't sit down with the media earlier. He's straight into the stadium, straight out again. He's probably into his hot bath or whatever he's going to do. So no, a little run, whatever. You know, it's interesting. He's focused on the task in hand. Anthony Joshua's the same. Relaxed chat with the media upstairs, the media he knows for 20 minutes. Other than that, I think there was a lot for the fans to get their teeth into from that press conference right there.
Listen, this fight sells itself. I don't think neither of them needed to push, to go, to gripe each other. That's obviously what we would have loved, but this fight in itself sells itself. And these two both understand the weight of this fight, like what is required, what is necessary, and what they're going to have to do and go through just out there on Saturday night. Gareth, tomorrow we've got the weigh-in. That's when we'll finally see the two of these two stripped off. Exactly. We'll see if, as many people have said, AJ's lost weight, he's trimmed down and so on and so forth. We'll be able to see, as I say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We'll be able to see the numbers on the scale tomorrow and see what that difference looks like. Gareth, what are you expecting?
Both looking in great shape. Anthony looks fantastic. We saw them at the workouts the other night. Oleksandr Usyk is a little bit bigger than he's been in the past. He's very, very solid. But I think the key is with Usyk that he's going to dance around that ring on Saturday night and look to expose Anthony Joshua. He doesn't want to give too much away. I can see what's in his eyes. He's a crazy devil. He's a brilliant boxer. Anthony Joshua is a little bit too relaxed for my liking right now.
Nah, listen, I hear what you're saying, but for me, that's nothing but stone cold focus. Stone cold focus, Anthony Joshua. He's not playing no games. He's not taking no chances. He's not doing the ha ha ha, he he, ah kiki, smiling around, because he knows this is a serious challenge and that he has to do what is necessary to get that W, like WilliamHill on Saturday night. Now, guys, we have got weigh-in tomorrow. We'll be coming to you live from the weigh-in.
O2 Arena.
Yes, exactly, O2 Arena. Listen, if you're down there, we'll see you live and direct. If you're not, we'll see you live and direct right here on your screens. It's Big D back with the one and only Big G. We will see you again tomorrow live at the weigh-in.